Big man ting, smash a like button and subscribe. So, the independent newspaper, as you can see on your screen now, have written a story saying Deontay Wilder has sacked the trainer who threw the towel in during Tyson Fury fight. Deontay Wilder plans to sack his trainer, Mark Breland, after he threw in the towel during his heavyweight title defeat against Tyson Fury, claiming that if he wants to talk about killing in a man in the ring, he has to be willing to receive the same treatment. Breland was praised for saving Wilder from further punishment after a BLOODY contest ended at 1 minute 39 in the 7th round, with Fury well ahead on 3 judges' cards, and having knocked the defending champion down twice. I think it was 3 times actually, but yeah. Wilder was visibly upset by the decision, as referee Kenny Bayless waved the fight off, and he bellowed, "Why'd you do that?" at his corner in the immediate seconds after Fury's victory, and immediately after Fury's victory was confirmed, and questioned whether there was a conspiracy against him due to rumours that voices from outside his corner had had an influence in the decision. With Wilder announcing his intention to activate his immediate rematch clause, the American is set to fight Fury in a third contest before the end of July, but he is unlikely to have former Olympic champion Mark Breland, his trainer, in his corner. We have had many discussions for years about this situation, and for him to still do that after Jay Diaz, Wilder's main trainer, told him not to, it really hurt me, Wilder told the AP. And then I heard he was influenced by another fighter in the audience, and it makes a lot of conspiracy theories in your head why he did it. It didn't make any sense. Wow, so you heard there, Wilder making out Jay Diaz as some sort of hero. Part of me, part of me wishes he was laying in a coma now, no one's there. That's what part of me wishes. And see how happy you are then, when you got your kids. You got to think about other people. You got your kids crying, everyone's crying. I wouldn't mind sitting there now and seeing, cause you can bet your bomb dolly, yeah? If Wilder was in a coma now, he'd be begging, he'd do anything. See what I'm trying to say? It's easy when you're alive and whatever. Like, do you know what I'm saying? It's like Wilder saying, "Oh, I'd rather have cancer than lose." Yeah, it's easy when you haven't got cancer, but give you the cancer and let's see how willing you really are to do that. See what I mean? When you're full of life, it's coulda, woulda, shoulda. And that's why in these, unfortunately, in these situations, these are binary situations. There is no middle ground. It's too late. You can't go back. Now he says that, "Oh, I'm willing to do this, I'm willing to do that." Well, maybe you are. But then again, actually, tell a lie, if that was the case, Wilder, if you was that willing, why weren't you throwing back? That was the whole problem. If you're really that much of a warrior, a true warrior, would have put his chin on his chest and started throwing back then. And that's the issue here. The issue isn't... And once again, it comes down to people not taking responsibility, yeah? If I ever have a fight and I'm backed up in the corner, taking shots, and that's been happening, been put down twice, for the first time in my career really, by a man with so-called pillow fists, and I'm not doing nothing, I haven't landed one good shot in rounds, and I'm standing there like a heavy bag, and my team throws a towel in, guess what I'm doing? I'm looking at myself. You know what? If I'm really that much of a warrior, why wasn't I throwing back? Why wasn't I dominating the centre of the ring? Why wasn't I doing what warriors do? Simply saying, I've got a warrior's mentality, I want to go out on my shield, that isn't enough. If you really wanted to go out on your shield, you could have been throwing back. You could have stuck your chin on you could have stuck your chin you could have stuck your chin on your chest and just started flailing. You're good at that, Wilder, yeah? You're known for that, but you didn't. Instead, you put your earmuffs on and stood there. Well, that's not really what warriors do. There was no aggression there. And trust me, you can bet your bottom dollar, if Breland had seen you with your chin down swinging, he probably wouldn't have thrown a towel in. But there's signals. A man standing there like a heavy bag, eating shots, with BLOOD spurting out of his ear. Now people can tell me, oh, he had a cut on his ear. No, cuts don't spurt open. Yeah, bust eardrums spurt open. He was squirting. Fury hit him with a squirter. Yeah. Fury hit him with the orgasmic squirt. He was squirting all over the place about oh, we had a little cut. Yeah, alright then. Same as Errol Spence had a little facial abrasions. Yeah, alright then. Clone. You know what I mean? Them one's there. Trust me. Listen. Wilder. What we do know is, all this talk about warrior this, warrior that, without Mark Breland, don't never mind. Take some responsibility. I'm sick of hearing about everything else. Oh, it's the referee's fault. Oh, it's Mark Breland's fault. Oh, it's the costume's fault. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. No, it's you. And you know what? I'm so glad I had this thought, because initially I was just going to come on here and defend Mark Breland in as much as Wilder was taking shots. He says here things like, oh, it's a conspiracy. It didn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense. You was the heavy bag in there. The big bad bully was the heavy bag. The minute the big bad bully becomes a heavy bag, you know there's a problem. AKA towel goes in. And I'm not surprised another fighter said it, because everyone was thinking it. Who wasn't thinking it? You was done in there. You hadn't done anything positive for the last 4 rounds. About, oh, it's not over till it's over. Your right hand weren't doing nothing, Wilder. I don't know what planet you're on. On your best day, yeah, in 2018 December, on your best day, when Fury was not putting you under pressure, Fury wasn't hitting you hard, you had all the time in the world, you was nice and relaxed, you wasn't run out of gas, you weren't under pressure. On your best day, you hit Fury with your best 2 shots and he got up. My point is, February 22nd was your worst day. You was gassed. You was put down from a body shot. You was put down from a headshot. You was squirting out your ear, etc., etc. What makes you think, if you couldn't ice Fury on your best day, what makes you think you were going to ice him on your worst day? Never mind ice him, you weren't even connecting. Your shots weren't connecting, boss man. You weren't landing nothing. Fury looks like he hasn't even been in a fight. That's the truth of it. And you'd had 7 rounds. You had 7 rounds to show that you could at least put Fury in a fight, and you didn't do that. You lost every round, and you got dominated. This wasn't a Luis Ortiz lost every round either. You didn't just lose every round and whatever. You lost every round and got put down and squirted and all sorts of madness. Yeah, and I'm tired of this whole warrior thing. If from now on, let every fighter listen to this. Don't get me wrong, you're all more manly than me. However, every fighter needs to listen to this, yeah? Number 1, before you blame anyone, before you blame anything or anyone, and you want to talk about warrior, make sure you act like a warrior. Don't stand there like a heavy bag. Heavy bag and warrior, not the same. Yeah? If you stand there like heavy bag, towel will go in. So every fighter out there, if you're a true warrior, let this settle in for every fighter. Any fighter out there worried about their team stopping it, any fighter out there who believes they're a warrior, then you best believe, anytime you're getting hit and you haven't done nothing for 7 rounds, you best start throwing and start showing your warriorness, because we weren't seeing it, Wilder. All this warrior you was talking about, oh, I want to go out on my shield, I'm a warrior. Where was the warrior? We didn't see it. All we saw was you standing there, heavy bag, getting touched to the body, getting put down to the body, getting touched to the head. He was working you. You're lucky, like Fury said, you're lucky. Fury was rushing his work, to be honest. Fury, after in an interview, said, "Oh yeah, my performance was good, but if I'm honest, I rushed some of my work." You're lucky. You're lucky Fury didn't really give you a heavy bag session. Because if he really took a half second to really start laying stuff up, you would have got your wish. You'd have been out cold. And you'd be on the table now like beep. That's what you'd be like now. You're lucky that Fury was getting excited and he wasn't really thinking about what he was doing. Because then you'd be sorry. You'd have been iced. That's where you was going. So you should be grateful that isn't the case. That you can come back and try again. About Warrior standing there with his earmuffs on. I don't know a Warrior like that. That's not no Warrior I know. Especially when you're known as Mr. Right Hand. If you're a warrior, why wasn't your right hand winging? Why wasn't you winging your right hand? Where was that? Why weren't you winging that? Why weren't you winging left hooks? We know Wilder, when he's in there with bums, he's got no problem flailing then. When you have a bum hurt, your arms flail. Why weren't your arms flailing? That would have been warriorful. You could have said, oh, perfect example. I love this example. I love this example so much, yeah. What do we know? Derek Chisora believes he's down on the cards. Derek Chisora believes he's down on the cards and there's no way for him to win unless he gets a stoppage. Derek Chisora, chin down, starts swinging for the hills against Dillian White. He gets caught. He goes out. That there, Warrior, he chose, it's me or you. He didn't stand there like a heavy bag, oh, I'm a heavy bag, and put his hands up. Arguably, he did that in the second Fury fight, arguably. So I'm not saying Chisora hasn't been there, but Chisora has, but I'm saying on this occasion, against Dillian White, Chisora said, no, Warrior, me or you. Wait, that you didn't show that against Fury. You didn't say me or you. You said, oh, I'm going to try and protect my pointy chin. That's what you did. So you need to take responsibility for that. You need to take responsibility for behaving like a heavy bag and not behaving like the Warrior you keep talking about. That's the long and the short of it. Mark Breland, if he does go, then I only feel sorry for him. I don't feel, well, no, I think part of me wants you to fire him, or part of me hopes he's gone, because your team's gonna be useless. Jay Diaz is useless. He's a bandwagon man. He's just cashing you in. Yeah? Any trainer that comes out, when you think about Andy Ruiz's old trainer, who came out and said, nah, listen, that weren't no good. There's a real trainer. Mark Breland coming out and saying, oh yeah, well, his legs were tired because of the costume. There's a fangirl. I like Manny Robles. I like Mark Breland. Proper men. That's what I like. Not these guys who hop on bandwagons and suck people off. It's embarrassing. I'm embarrassed for everyone who's on that kind of vibe. Truly shocking.